Right. Good evening. Uh, I'm going to talk about the principles of influence during the Corona time. And these principles are deep rooted into our psychology, into our brain. Another important thing is these principles are very, very powerful. I'll request use it, but don't misuse it. And I'll talk about it when I say misuse, how they can be misused. They can be misused even to commit a murder. Third request is I'm going to share powerful knowledge, but don't let this be knowledge only. Pick up one practice and make it a habit. One practice of influence and make it a habit, and you will see the success in your personal and professional career itself. So, let me repeat, these are deep rooted into our subconscious mind because our brain is a lazy organ. Because 95% of the decisions are subconscious and triggered by the environment. Second, repeat, don't misuse it. Third, take up one principle and make it a habit, and you'll see the difference. And when I share these principles, this is basically the science behind why we do what we do. So let's carry on. Difference between success and failure is directly proportional to your influence on others. And it's very, very important. It's not about technology. It's not about skills. It's not about relationship, but success and failure. What differentiates is how you can influence decisions. And if you master this art, you could be super, super, super successful. If you step back, before internet, there was a different buyer's behavior. If buyers had to buy something, they will go to the shop, depend on the seller for all the information, and then make a purchase. But after the internet and social media, the power has shifted to the buyer, because buyer is educated now. He logs on to the Amazon, Flipkart, makes a decision, purchases an item, and sits back. So there's a minimal contact between buyer and seller in the business. But with the Corona, a step further has been happened. Now we are confined at home. People like to conduct business in the comfort of the house, safety of the house, and with a connection. So it's comfort, safety, and connection. The important thing in the Corona period has happened is people are consuming media much more than anything else. That's why the Netflix or Hotstar have shot up. Third important thing is there's information overload. Information overload. Earlier, the attention span, human attention span was about 13 seconds. That was the Microsoft conducted a research. That was something around 2014. It has dropped down to 8 seconds. And with the Corona, when we are consuming a lot of content and there's a lot of information overload, that has been further reduced. So if you want to catch the attention of the audience, your content has to be very valuable, relevant, and contextual. Okay, so we are in the Corona era, contactless economy. Now, before the internet, there was something called 6 Degrees of Separation. 6 Degrees of Separation was a book written before internet era. That means if I have a gift and gift has to go to Himanshu, it will take 6 hops before it reaches Himanshu. Irrespective he is in US or UK or we both are in India, it takes minimum 6 hops. That means 6 people before it reaches Himanshu. But with the internet era and social media, the 6 Degrees of separation has dropped down to 2 and 3 degrees. So no more you require 6 people before the item can reach. Within 2 degrees or 3 degrees, you can receive the gift itself. So that means world has become smaller. You are connected and you're connected to more people. Are you aware of first degree, second degree connection? What is first degree and second degree connection? Okay, just for the benefit of the audience, First degree connection is if I'm connected directly to Himanshu, that's my first degree connection. But if Himanshu is connected to, let's say, Meenakshi, and I'm not connected to Meenakshi, so Meenakshi is my second degree connection. Okay, I'm not directly connected. I'm connected through someone. That's a second degree connection. I have a question. This is the network. Jennifer is there, Ramesh is there. But if I zoom in, this is how Jennifer network looks like. This is how Ramesh network look like. That means this is how Jennifer looks in the network. This is how Ramesh looks in the network. Now my question to you is, who is more powerful in the network? Is it Jennifer or is it Ramesh? Just type it out. Who is more powerful? Is it Jennifer in the network or Ramesh in the network? Okay, let me put it in the context. Now, Jennifer has a network. If I remove Jennifer, does the network stay like that or is broken? Very important. If I remove Jennifer, network still exists because everyone is connected to everyone. So nobody will notice even Jennifer is gone. But if I remove Ramesh from the network breaks down. So primarily Ramesh network is very, very powerful. Ramesh is very powerful in the network. And this is how it works in the corporate. If you look at the corporate in your company, there's one gentleman who's connected to finance, who's talking to stock control, he's talking to sales, he's talking to, let's say, technology, he's talking to the support. He's talking to everybody, he's connected. And when it comes time for promotion, bosses will choose Ramesh because he's talking to all the department. He's connected to that department, all departments. So he's a good leadership. So people like that progress very well. So if you want to build up your network, virtual network or network in your business, build network like Ramesh. Connect with the divergent people and become the hub, the pivot of your network. And if someone removes you, the entire network breaks down. That means they're totally dependent on you.